Okay. Okay. That was crazy. I think we're live on both though. Woo. Father God, Divine Mother, appointed one, angels, ancestors, spirit, guides, federation members. Hello. Star seeds, indigos, sibyls, witches, warlocks, all the things. Okay. If you're a part of the collective, just tap on in. Okay. All the messages are not going to resonate with every single person. They're just not. They're not meant for everyone. Okay. I still want to help everyone. Okay. So if the message is not for you, don't make it fit. If it is, use it for something amazing. Okay. We just tapped into Angel Radio right now. The energy is to, and I'm going to go back to John 15:4, remain in me, which basically is just talking about understanding that there's no fruit from you if you're not connected to God. Okay. You got bad fruit, you get bad fruit. Excuse me, you get bad seed, you get bad fruit, if anything at all, right? You want the best of the best. You want to have the best fruit, right? God is saying, welcome back. Angel Radio, they're saying, welcome back. So there are a lot of you, like I was saying, is tapped out. We had some folks that were tapped out. Okay. Um, Here's the deal. Oh, we throw the word karmic around a lot, but here's the deal. Karmic really just means down. Karmic just means some type of negative or transgressionary toxic behaviors. Okay, everyone has been karmic at some point, myself included. That's why you have to work hard and do the shadow work and to grow and push yourself out of those behaviors. Okay. Doesn't matter whether you are a masculine or feminine, whether you're divine feminine, divine masculine. Karmic is karmic, divine is divine. I mean, this is what it is. Okay. In any case, what I feel like the spirit is saying is if at some point you maybe felt that you were a bad seed, God is saying it's okay if you were a bad seed. Do you want to be a good seed now? The door is open. Okay. Just remember who you're connected to because that is the fruits that you are going to bear. Okay. So for those that have just come into that, Spirit is saying, welcome back. Okay. Wow. I shuffled these 3 times, y'all, and the cards still came out that way. I love that though. Right. So welcome back. Like I was saying, you had to gone through some type of transformation, balancing out your light and your dark, making sure that you're in connection with the Most High God. Okay. To do so, you have to be able to detach, right? I'm sorry. I'm going to try to make sure that I get it on both. I forgot that I don't have them both running at the same time. So detach, right? This is possibly you in isolation, possibly you in hermit mode, but that's correct. Most people go through their transformation in silence. Okay? You go through your transformation in silence. You do have to detach. You do have to detach in order for you to be able to sit with the Most High God and to hear direct downloads of what it is you are supposed to say, supposed to do, how to move. Okay? It's the only way to do it. It's the only way to do it. Okay? Some of you have done that work. Some of you guys have really dug deep this Mercury retrograde. Yeah, I got to say it. There are lots of other retrogrades going on right now, but Mercury retrograde specifically, not only does it have to do with how your electronic works, but it really has to do with communication. So at this point in time, actually, we have what, maybe a week left in retrograde, maybe a couple of days, right? And a little bit of lingerage, right? Um, there are a lot of cycles that you're going to need to close out in the next couple of days to balance out your light and your dark, to go through or complete any karmic debts that you may need to pay. To do that, though, you definitely need to do this. You definitely have to detach. You definitely have to meditate. You definitely need to be in contact with your spiritual team and your support team, your soul tribe, your spiritual tribe, um, in order for you to get the messages. Okay. It says, look up, look up. because that is where your answers are. Look up to God, right? And in the end, abundant universe, blessings and thanks, the cornucopia of things, right? The cornucopia of things. I'm going to learn how to do both. I just got to, I'm going to get it. Okay. Remember, you are attached to the Most High God. And if you are not attached to the Most High God, go get attached to the Most High God. Okay. Now, what else is going on Angel Radio? What do you want to talk about? Being attached to the vine. Fire, dragon's breath. It's going to give you all the energy and the sustenance that you need to move forward. God is going to be your absolute fire. Part of going through this change, this transformation, is being purified by literal fire. Mm, literal fire. And I mean like pressure cooker. Look at that. Imagine being in there, just being burnt the fuck up so that you can come out the diamond that you were meant to be. Okay? God puts his people, God puts his best warriors, his best fighters in the pressure cooker because it just refines them even more. Okay? So if you felt like it's still good. Okay? And now you're in a place of healing and receiving. Okay? Healing and receiving. Purified by fire, and now you're in a state of healing. Remain open. Remain open. Sometimes after going through a little bit of a shell shock, a little bit of emotional turmoil, even though you may have let me see, even though you may have logically, excuse me, even though you may have logically gone through the circumstances and the if, coulda, woulda, shouldas, the accountability, responsibility, and integrity of the thing, right? And you've had a chance to look at your part that's played and anybody else's part that have been played. You've been purified by fire. You've done your forgiveness and you've done all of those things, right? I'm sorry, y'all. The spirits just started talking out of nowhere. What? I'm genuinely sorry. I never know when someone's coming. Paul, Pauline. Pauline says there's a plan to burn down a house, or she's aware of a plan to burn down a house. There's a plan to burn down a house. And they're gone. What the fuck? I'm sorry, y'all. Um, totally took my train of thought. I never know when they're gonna hop in or why they're hopping in. That was strange. Mm. Mhm. 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 Mm. Mhm. Yeah, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. The message is still the message. So Purified by fire. Thank you. Once you've gone through the dark night of the soul and you've been purified by fire and you've gone through all of the things, right? You're still supposed to be able to go through a particular amount of rest before going to the next season. But yes, most chosen are familiar with the pressure cooker, right? Because once you've gone through the pressure cooker, you really do come out as the diamond that God means for you to be. Not only that to be, but for you to be seen as. You are a representation of the Most High God, first and foremost, period, point blank. That is who you represent. So yes, if you are attached to the Most High God, okay, you are meant to produce great fruit in this earth. If you realize that you are connected to the Most High God and God is the main vine, you will produce good fruit if you stay in alignment with the Most High God and the Most High God's plans. Mm, okay. And you will get to the cup of replenishment. Okay. This is God's promise. I will always fill your cup. That's the infinity symbol up there. Your cup will always be full. Your cup will always be full and runneth over. You will always have enough and you will always have more than enough to give out of. Okay. Part of this process and this transformation is realizing you don't have to give of your cup. You give of the overflow so that you are never dry. Physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, or spiritually, you will never be dry. That is a lesson that the chosen needs to learn. Yes, you are part of the vine, and yes, you have great fruit, but in your harvest, you only give of the overflow. You only give of the overflow. That is the chit chat on Angel Radio, chosen. Um, I had got the download earlier um, that God is about to flip the script. Thank you. Mm. I got the download earlier that God was about to flip the script. Okay. For so long, the chosen, the 144, the divine masculine, divine feminines. I'm just going to run down the names because the fact of the matter is the people I'm talking about are the people that accepted their assignment. I have to say it that way. This is only about the ones that have accepted their assignment. Now, we have a large spiritual community full of so many wonderful, 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 talented, gifted people. Again, God made sure that every single person that ever comes down here does have spiritual gifts. It's a matter of whether you use your free will or not and connect to the Most High God to use them properly for the benefit of everyone. Most importantly, for the benefit of God's plan. So, this message again is only for the ones that accepted their assignment. It is only for the ones that do know that they are connected to the vine, that they have put out good seed and they are ready to harvest. And they know that it's going to be a good harvest because they are connected to the Most High God as the main vine of all things. Okay. Now, what else we got going on Angel Radio? Y'all see that? Like, yeah, hear and know me, inner child. Yeah, God is talking to the inner child in us. Now, listen. And now, what you do, you get close to your baby's face. Now, listen, baby. Now, listen, baby. Okay. A reminder: some of you need to talk to your children. Um, Sometimes, as an adult, we believe that we are the adult and we're going through things, and so we don't necessarily include our children because we want them to stay children. But your children notice what you're going through. Your children notice what you're going through, whether they say it to you or not. Okay. Um, my daughter has been talking to me repeatedly for the last week about focus. Right. Um, there was a few days that mommy was still in alignment, but not focused. But that she also recognized that she also was not focused. I mean, we've been going through a lot, but she had enough um, thought for herself to say, "Mommy, I need help with my focus." And so then the big conversation became, why are we not able to focus? What can we do to make sure that we both remain focused? What can we do specifically to make sure that she's focused because she's bringing it, that she understands, self aware. I'm not focused, mommy. I have school while I'm having a squirrel moment. I have taekwondo where I blank out while the master is talking to me sometimes. When I'm asked to do my chores here at home, okay. And so then it became, okay, well, we need to remove all of your distractions. And yes, um, in removing her distractions, it does take away some things that maybe that was fun to her. But if the goal is to get your focus in order, you can go back and revisit those things later. But for right now, yes, mommy's going to help you focus. And if that means that I have to be on top of you for everything, then I'm going to make sure that I do that because we understand we are working on focus. It's the end result that we're looking for and the one that we want her and myself to move forward with in the most positive manner. Okay. Um, the same thing that God is asking, right? You got to be honest and again accountable. What is it that you need? What does God want for you to work on so that you are a better part of the vine, right? You're a parent, you have seed. That's my seed. She gonna grow up and she gonna have more seed still connected to the vine. I still need them to be good. God still needs her to be good. Okay. Oh, look, family, circles of life. You are part of the vine. You are part of the vine and the divine. Look. You are divine and part of the vine, and therefore your seeds, the ones you have planted and the ones you have birthed and will birth. Okay. That's family. Okay. God wants you to remember that. What else, Angel Radio? What I just say? Indigo, mystery and mastery of life. Look at the baby. Looking up at the star God. Okay. There's all kinds of things to learn and to master. And if whew, I felt that one. Look at her. Look at her and look at her. Look at her and look at her. Okay. Mastery and mystery of life. You only get that way by being accountable, holding yourself with the highest integrity, responsibility, and be connected to the Most High God. Okay. Hmm. Do it with a little self love and nurturing. Yeah. Love yourself the way God is asking for you to love yourself. And know that you're going to get from spirit with love. Ooh, I love that. From spirit with love. From spirit with love. Okay. Some of you may be seeing these little red birds everywhere, or birds in particular. Some of you are also finding feathers everywhere. Some of you are finding twigs in weird places, uh, like if you, example, like maybe if you lived in a beach setting and you're finding like full on twigs and stuff where there's not normally twigs, something like that to let you know that your ancestors and spirit is near you. Okay. Chakra in your light body. Yeah. Okay. This is an ascension. This is an ascension. This is what's happening. While they're saying, hey, welcome back. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Oh no, I did that all cracked up. I can sing better than that. I'm just not gonna do it. Y'all just gonna have to listen to me croak and just get the message because I just want you to get the message. I'm not melodious. Uh, not intentionally. Okay. All right. And again, we're in the middle of Mercury retrograde. Yeah. Be careful. Karma is being passed out left and right. It really is. Okay. So Angel Radio is saying, hey, you're going through your transformation. You did all that good hard work. You went through the pressure cooker. Um, you've gone through the pressure cooker. You're coming out as a diamond that God is asking for you to be, um, and is honing you to be. But He wants you to remember, listen, chosen, God is about to flip the script. Most of the chosen have gone through a period of most of their life, some of us anywhere from 10 to 30 years, where things have just been lost, stolen, used, abused, bullied. Like, we've gone through a lot. Okay. um and it always felt like we got the shorter end of the stick, but God is saying, I am about to flip the script. I'm about to flip the script, and I'm about to put you at the top. I'm about to elevate you in a space, but I need you to remember where these gifts come from, right? Most of us have now had an opportunity to see the people above us that were supposed to have these divine gifts, that were supposed to go do these big, beautiful, wonderful things. And instead of remembering where it came from, they went all off in left field. That's why these churches is dying. I didn't want to touch that. These churches are dying. They're dying because they're not doing anything close to what they were supposed to actually do. We've all known that. We know that. Stop supporting um, the bullshit that's going on in your local church. Stop smiling in these people's faces every day knowing there ain't nothing godly happening in that church. I know y'all just saw that crap with Marvin Sapp. I hate that because, man, way back when I used to be a Sapp fan, okay, uh, you always pray that the people that God placed in a higher power are going to make the best decision for everyone, and that doesn't always happen, right? Um, these churches are all about to die. They're gonna end. When I say die, I mean end. They're gonna end. They're not doing what they were meant to do. Okay. So as you see these churches close down one by one by one by one, know that they are no longer part of the vine. They're not part of the vine. Start asking yourself, when you go into that church service, where did you see the good fruit? And I don't mean, oh, we're supporting somebody's son who graduated. Da, 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 da. I mean the actual community fruit. Not I hold an annual blanket drive. Not I hold an annual coat drive. Not I do an annual soup kitchen. I mean, where is the actual proof in the community where the church resides? Okay. If you can find it and God is confirming that for you, then great. But if you go into that space and you yourself as a person in the community are not able to get assistance from that church, you should start questioning it. You should start questioning it. If you have a $3 million church in your city, okay, and they're not assisting with financial aid in your city, that is a problem. Everybody gets hung up on tithes. Tithes is not what it's been presented in the church to be. And even though it's not what it was supposed to be, the money is there. Why is it not out in the communities? Okay. How many of you have tithed into your church? And even though you made whatever decision, right? You went out looking for a financial assistance, say to pay your rent, put groceries, or maybe even cover your light bill. Oh, well, sister such and such, I'm not able to assist you with that, but they just went out and bought a new Benz. If that Benz is not being used to get babies to and from school, dropping off some Meals on Wheels or some groceries, y'all need to start questioning. These churches is going down one by one. God started 2024, but he gonna start taking them down for real, for real. Okay? He's not playing. He's done with the churches. He's done with the churches. It is what it is. Okay? There's not, this is the nicest way to say it. I'm working on myself. I can hear what God is yelling at me to say, But you're saying me telling me right now to be a lady about it. So I'm gonna be a lady about it. But God is done with these churches. If you are a fan of church, I apologize in advance for you. Okay. Some of you are going to be shocked to find out what actually really is happening in your church that definitely should not be there. Okay. Some of you are going to figure out the people in your church are anything but godly. And I don't mean on a lightweight sense, I mean anything but godly. Okay. Oh, I don't want to talk about them. Oh, I got to do it. Okay. You're going to start noticing in your churches people that are unable to say their own title. Okay. They won't be able to say their own title. They're going to start choking on their tongues because that is stripped from them, says God. So, deacon or deaconess, you'll never hear them call themselves deacon or deaconess. They're going to have somebody else say it because the second they try to call themselves that, they're going to start to choke on their tongue. How dare you use that name and not do the job that you were assigned? If you called yourself prophet or prophetess and you're not able to say that with your chest and you start to choke on your tongue, you're going to notice when y'all are walking into church to sit down with these people and they're not able to say their own name. Okay. And for the people that are sitting next to them and you're not calling them out, you won't be able to say it either. You won't be able to say it either because you have knowledge that there was something wrong in that as well. God is going to start making people accountable for people the way it should have been. I am my brother's keeper. You should be checking them. Every person that they admit that they minister to, and then that person ministers to somebody else, it's like a walking ass curse. It's like a walking curse. How dare you tell them to go work on their marriage and you're not with, I'm not going to finish it. You know what I'm about to say. Okay. My baby's in the room, so I ain't going to go into detail. Okay. But you get it. The craziness you've been seeing, people getting shot inside the church, busting each other out. That's intentional. It's intentional. For the people that see it, you'll get up and you'll walk out and you won't go back. And you won't feel no way about it because you're going to know that's not a place for me to be. Some of you guys have already heard that's not a place for you to be, and you late leaving. You're late leaving. Okay. Um, Remember that you are a part of the vine and you are divine. At least you are meant to be. And as long as you stay in them karmic ass energies and keep pretending like you don't see what you see, that's the real crime. Pretending like you don't see what you see. Okay. That's a crime against God. That's literally playing in God's face. And mind you, God will allow you to play in this. God will absolutely allow you to play in his face for a good minute. Just like most parents, right? We know when our children are pushing our buttons. We know when our babies are pushing our buttons just to see how far can they push it. Okay. God is done. God is done. God is not passing out any more warnings. Even right now, this is not a warning. This is a conversation. This is not a warning. This is a conversation. I'm not the only one that said it. I'm just going to say it a different way. Yeah, you're going to see these people start choking. They can't say their own name. They can't say their own quote unquote God given title because God done stripped them of it. You're going to start seeing them suffer and being pain out in the open because God ripped their wings off along with their divinity. You're going to see it. You're going to see it. And you won't be able to deny that you saw it. And then God's going to hold you accountable for what you saw. Okay? Thank you, Spirit. I promise y'all, they be putting that fire in my chest, and I have to breathe through whatever the thoughts are that God is asking for me to give. And it is not always an easy place, and sometimes it is a very uncomfortable space, but it's where we're uncomfortable that we grow. It's where we're uncomfortable that we grow. Okay. What else, Spirit? Okay. We done pulled from the angel deck. We know that it's Mercury retrograde and karma is being passed out. Okay. Mercury retrograde, yeah, they do want you to go. Sometimes you are required to go back and fix some stuff, but sometimes you got to be able to look at some things and say, you know what, I've already addressed that. I've already addressed that. I don't want to go back to that. Okay, yeah, stay in the state of hope. Been there, done that. I have hope for newer things. Sorry, people. Rainbow. Somewhere over the rainbow. La, 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 la. Yeah, that part. Right? Somewhere over the rainbow. Happy and protected. Okay, this is the evil eye. Protection. Somewhere over the rainbow where I know I am protected. Where I told God, yes. My hand of destiny. I told God, yes, I accept my assignment. God said, hold on tight. I'm going to make sure you don't have to worry about these distractions and disruptions. Look, it came back to back, y'all. Can't make this shit up. Lightning and disruption. Let me put it up right, right? You don't got to worry about this lightning and this disruption situations, right? Can't make it up. Clouds. You don't have to be distracted and have your head in the clouds. Okay? You don't have to have your head in the clouds. God is not an author of confusion. Oops. Good luck in reverse. Right? God is saying you don't have to worry about whether you have good luck or not. You're on God's payroll. You accepted your assignment. You're on God's payroll. It's not luck. It's not luck. Okay? Chosen, God is telling you again, I'm going to remove all of them obstacles. Okay? This we're in the reverse. We don't have any obstacles. There's no more obstacles. Okay? As this Mercury retrograde is ending, okay? We don't got no more obstacles. There's no obstacles. Okay? We are now putting in a space chosen of unlimited potential over and over and over again. Okay? You are now in a space of unlimited potential. Keep going. Remember that you are divine and part of the vine. Okay? What else about this unlimited potential? Look at that. I love that. Peace. Angel Radio says you are going into a place of peace and harmony, people. Okay. I love that it's orange and red. That's being grounded in your root chakra and also being able to create in your sacral chakra. Okay. And get ready for a world of wonderment. Firefly and wonder. I love 44. I just turned 44. I love that. Firefly and wonderment. Okay. Some of you are going to find that you were meant. Some of you are going to find that you were meant to activate alone. Notice I only use the word activate, right? There's one little firefly up here. And people are wondering, how the fuck did they do it? How the fuck did they do it? Do you know how they did it? Watch this shit. Power lines. Power lines. Energy. How the fuck did they do it? Stay on the vine. Stay on the vine. Doesn't have to connect somewhere. You are divine. You are divine and you are attached to the vine. Okay? It's okay to give yourself some grace and have a little fun. You're supposed to be healing right now. Yeah. Whatever emotions you have left coming through this last cycle, it's okay to have that too. It's okay not to be okay. Okay? It's okay not to be okay. That's what healing and being healed is. Doesn't mean that you got over everything. It means that you have a particular understanding. You have a particular understanding and accountability for it, okay? Yeah. It's supposed to be recovering. It's healing time. Recycle, recover, 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 recover. Woo, 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 woo. Cycles. Recovering. Okay? Some of you, it's just pulling your emotions back to yourself, pulling your power back to yourself, and standing on your boundaries, okay? You're supposed to. That's part of the lesson. It's part of the lesson. Okay? Let's go. Where's my regular tarot deck? Or my star deck? Something like that. We got a cosmic deck. Okay, what's the energy? That Knight of Cups energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or a water sign, or having a water feeling. We just said emotions. That's all of that. In that heart space, sometimes it could really be up here. Okay, and if your emotions are stuck up here, it probably feels more like a hamster wheel than it does heart issue, right? There's a way to get out of that too. All right. Okay, Knight of Cups talks about being in touch with your emotions. Okay, and having no qualms about it, right? Again, integrity, accountability, responsibility. You did the ABCs, so that you can go through that dark night of the soul and all that emotional watery situations. Okay, you could very well be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or a water sign right now, or have it highly aspected in your chart. Okay. Three of Pentacles energy, everything coming together. Okay, there is everything is coming together. Make sure that you tell the Most High God, your spiritual team, and all the wonderful beings that are assisting you a very heartfelt thank you. Okay, they really are out there swinging. They really are out there swinging for you guys. Okay, King of Swords energy, showing you're in command of your truth. I told you, standing on your boundaries. You could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay. Sorry, Three of Pentacles. You could very well also be a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn, or it could be concerning a Taurus, Virgo, a Capricorn, or an air sign. Okay. Or you have these things highly aspected in your chart. Somebody, I just heard the sun follows you. The sun follows you, feeling the warmth of the sun, having so much to be thankful for. Sun and fire energy